What's up, everybody? House of Agendas podcast is back at full strength this week. We kind of took a half week. Kinsey did a little work on the pod. Had some.
It was hard out here.
So we hid that video from the public, but he did try. So respect to him for trying.
Reminder, folks, if you're going live, plug in your LAN cable, straight Wi-Fi, never to move.
You can't do it. Rookie mistake, major rookie mistake. Kenzie, how was your weekend? Tough one for the Jets. A winnable game for the Jets. Tough. What was up with you this weekend?
Honestly, like that boy Zachary. I'm not saying he got to go, but if we should be exploring options, like we should not be saying, yeah, this is our guy going forward. Like I'm not saying like by the start of next year we should have a new quarterback, but if he keeps up what he's been doing, it's just like he escapes the pocket and then he just refuses to throw it out of bounds. He'll just say, you know what, somebody will win a 50-50 ball. Like the things that people think Mahomes does, no, Zach does that. Zach is, oh my God.
Well, that's what it looks like when you don't have Mahomes' talent. Like it looks like Zach Wilson. Here's a hypothetical for you. Trying to think, ex-quarterback, like just trying to think of a quarterback if they come available. Is there a chance? Like obviously, if Lamar doesn't re-sign with the Baltimore, you're going to obviously put an offer in. I mean, 27 teams would put an offer in on Lamar. Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to think if like, Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers is somehow done in Green Bay, would you want to bring him in?
If he just signed a contract, so it can't even be a free agent signing.
I'm just saying, like, okay, so he asks out. They're ready to move on to Jordan Love. This is hypothetical, obviously. I mean, I guess it's possible with how bad they are this year. Like, it's just not clicking for them. Would you, as the Jets, think, hey, let's go get Aaron Rodgers? You guys did it with Brett Favre a while back. So
yeah, I'm thinking
possibility.
While I do think we have like some pieces that could like go deep in the AFC, I don't know if I would want somebody that old, because that would mean if it don't work within like the first 2 years, then we don't have it back. So if he was like 33, I would say yes, but him being like 38, 39.
Yeah, so I guess it depends. How close do you think you are to being?
Yeah. Nah, I think with like a feisty team, like I think we're still below like the Ravens, the Bills, the Chiefs, healthy Bengals. Y'all with Deshaun, your running game and all that. So I still think we're still below like 5-6 teams, and I don't know if 2 years of Rodgers is worth giving up what the Packers are probably going to ask for.
I just was thinking. I mean, I feel like you said, you guys are probably in that like wild cardish tier, like right there. Your defense is really good. It's losing Breece Hall was really rough. Really tough
because Robinson and Carter, they're still good, but Breece had like that breakaway speed that we really, really missed that.
Yeah, so I thought tough loss for you guys. Zach Wilson, I feel like threw you guys out of that game, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. The Patriots with Mac Jones, man, those guys, they're shaky themselves. I don't know. They might be in the same boat of maybe trying to bring somebody in themselves.
Bro, it's so annoying when like you're watching your team play and you're like, bro, they're not even good. We're just not playing good. Because like I was watching it, like I'm not impressed by what the Patriots are doing. It's just that we're just imploding on offense.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate because you guys had been playing so well and you'd beaten some teams, some good wins.
We forced them to 5 field goals. I can't blame the defense. Really.
Yeah, no, I mean, your defense is doing everything they can. Big night for me last night. The Browns, ended up putting a beat down.
Yeah, y'all smoked them.
I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but Joe Burrow is just terrible against the Browns. Mm-hmm. His stats are really rough against the Browns. And that's the first time I've seen the team put a consistent effort out on defense. Obviously, late in the game, they kind of gave up a touchdown here, touchdown there, but that happens. That was the best effort on the defense that I've seen from them all season.
Right.
Constant pressure. Obviously, Joe Burrow His line is still shaky. They couldn't. The swing passes weren't working. The running game wasn't working. So really happy with how the Browns played. They give themselves a chance to be relevant. It's these next 3 games are very difficult. Dolphins, Bills, Tampa Bay, maybe Tampa Bay because they're having injuries pile up and their offense has not been great.
The show's at week 11 or 13?
13. So
damn. Yeah, it might be too late.
Yeah, so it's a good win. It keeps them alive. They're 2 games back behind Baltimore.
Yep.
It's cool. I don't think Baltimore's setting the world on fire themselves, but it's gonna be hard to make up
that Amari Cooper pick was hilarious,
dude.
That was hilarious.
That's got to be one of the worst play calls I've ever seen.
Man, like it wasn't close.
They just but that's the thing. Like they have these, they string together. Like there's three good plays in a row, and all of a sudden you want to run a triple reverse. Amari Cooper's never even thrown a pass before. It's not the same as like Odell, who's got that ability, and he just never had a chance. It was terrible. I thought that was going to change the game right there, and luckily the defense held them back and didn't, implode.
Mm-hmm.
That was freaking terrible, man. I was so pissed off watching them do that. That takes us into this is a massive day, massive day. NFL trade deadline. We had some big moves. I'm going to ask you how you feel about the moves. We're going to give our grades and just a little tidbit on each trade. We're going to start with the one that happened early in the day. The Minnesota Vikings went out and got TJ Hawkinson. How did you feel about them going out and getting a tight end? Letter grade. Give it a letter grade.
I'll say like a clean, like a B plus.
Yeah.
Because since they're kind of in win now mode, since they're saying, all right, the only other good looking teams right now are the Eagles and Cowboys. The Eagles smoked us, yes. They didn't play the Cowboys yet, to my knowledge. So I guess they're saying with the lead we have in the division, with the only other teams being like the Cowboys, Eagles, and maybe I guess the Niners.
Yeah,
they're kind of in win now mode, and their defense is set. They have a lot of playmakers over there. The offense has a lot of playmakers, so why not add on? Now you got to worry about Cook, Jettis, Thielen, Irv Smith, and Hawkinson.
So here's the thing: Irv Smith's hurt, so that's why this move makes even more.
Oh wait! How long is he out?
4 or 5 weeks, I think.
Oh well,
that's why I had that written down, is because Hawkinson, he's probably an upgrade over Irv Smith anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, Irv's getting better, but Hawkinson's a little more proven.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it a flat B. I think it's an upgrade at tight end.
Right.
It gives them another weapon. Hawkinson's a decent blocker. Hawkinson, Jefferson, Cook, Thielen. That's a really solid group of skill players for Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
So we agree on that teammate grade. We think that's a positive for the Vikings. Let's go to Chase Claypool getting traded to the Bears. What do you think? How do you feel about Chase Claypool?
He's good. He's not a number one, but
exactly, that's the problem.
Yeah, I guess I salute to them for getting Fields more help. So I guess I gotta be that. Like it's not going to be a game changer for Fields. Like it's not going to change his life how like Brown is for Hurts, but it's
right.
At least it's a weapon. So yeah, B.
I gave it a C plus for the pretty much the reason you said. You're trading a second round pick for a guy who's not a number one. I don't think he can be a number one. Him and Moody together, Darnell Moody, it's not a bad combo, but you're not setting the world on fire.
Right.
They still need a number one receiver, so I see them in the draft still taking a guy. So C plus, you get a little bit better position, but you're not setting the world on fire. Here's probably the biggest move of the day. Bradley Chubb gets sent to the Dolphins from Denver. I had it as an A. I think it's a home run. I think that really makes the Dolphins defense better. He's a very good linebacker. What are your thoughts on that trade?
Yeah, I would have to say the same. That offense clearly don't need no help. Even with Tua's underthrows, like that offense is explosive. So they addressed the defense and they really addressed it.
Yeah, no, it's I'm wondering if maybe that start against Detroit prompted them to go all in on I don't think this necessarily helps them at corner or anything, but
yeah, like to me, I don't. It's like it's not going to put them above Buffalo or anything, but it's still going to help.
You only said Buffalo,
huh?
You only said Buffalo.
What you mean? Yeah, in their division.
Oh, okay. You want to spin it now? Now that you forgot who you didn't say everybody else.
Yeah. It's
good to know. I'll write that.
That's not a debate. So
I'll write that down. I'll put a note in there that you have them directly behind Buffalo. Got it.
There's no.
Let's see. Calvin Ridley to the Jaguars. Yes, he can't play this year, but Calvin Ridley's a good receiver, man. When he's on the field. Would you score that one?
Let me see. It's B-, mostly because they have like a quality receiving core now. It's just like Trevor's mistakes. So I don't know how much. Like, don't get me wrong, he's gonna help. He's like not really good, but he's a solid good receiver. But it's just up to how Trevor plays it out.
I went with a B plus. So here's the thing, like I think he was really close to being a number one in Atlanta when Julio was having his issues. And I think him and Christian Kirk that's a really solid 1-2 punch. I like that move. So I gave it a B plus. I think it's kind of I like the trade for him because the Jaguars didn't really lose anything. They got a lot of draft capital. Making that move doesn't hurt as much.
It's crazy. Didn't he get suspended for betting on the Jaguars?
I was gonna say that. Side note, he was suspended for betting that the Falcons would beat the Jaguars, and now he's a Jaguar. That's
actually hilarious.
It's just a weird irony type thing. Last one I wanted to do, Nyheim Hines to Buffalo. I graded it as a C. I just thought it was kind of a depth move for them. Hines is a solid player. He can probably help kick return a little bit, do that kind of stuff. But they got McKenzie for kick returning already, and Hines is not going to be. I don't see him replacing Singletary. Singletary has not been bad, so it's kind of like it's just more of a depth move than anything. What did you think of Nyheim Hines to Buffalo?
In the words of my partner who shares similar thoughts, Nick Wright, any Buffalo offensive play where you take the ball out of Josh Allen's hands is a good play for those rooting against Buffalo. So for agenda purposes, it's like an A. Overall, yeah, it's just like a C plus. I don't think it was necessary, but whatever, depth, I guess.
All right, that takes us into who we just talked about, the NFL power rankings. We're going to start fresh since we took the week off last week. I want you to start at 5 and work your way up to number 1.
Let me see. As y'all know, this is usually my portion of this is the most unbiased, factual segment. So number 5, the 49ers.
Okay.
They continue to embarrass the Rams in the regular season. Adding McCaffrey has opened up just a new dimension of that offense. They have so many playmakers. Like, imagine if they had like a top 10 quarterback like Brent. I don't rag on Jimmy like some people. I think he's solid, but if they had like a Pro Bowl level quarterback with those skill positions, my lord. But so I have them number 5. Number 4, the Vikings. They're like the most quietest, like 6-1 team in history. Nobody talking about them, but on both sides, they're really good, and you just can't believe they're about to win that division clearly.
Yeah.
Whew. Number 3, Buffalo. We're back. We are back now. I know what y'all thinking. They have one loss. They beat the Chiefs. This, that, and the third. But I wasn't overly impressed by the win against Green Bay. they the Jets beat Green Bay more clear than Buffalo did. So yeah, give me that. I watched both games. Trust me, the Jets one was more dominating. So yeah, Buffalo number 3. Number 2, the Chiefs. They just coming up a bye week. They just before the bye week they just embarrassed the 49ers. 49ers was like a top defense against the yards or like points allowed, and they just like got embarrassed 40-ball. Mahomes was doing Mahomes things. Defense balling out, kinda. So yeah, number 1, the Eagles. The Eagles. They just continue to roll. Even though it was the Steelers, they still embarrassed them. AJ Brown, what was it, like 3 first half touchdowns? I know he had 3 in total.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're just rolling right now. Best running game in football. Passing attack is nice. Defense is solid. So yeah, this is top 5.
That's really really bad.
I think it's really good.
It's really biased too. It's really bad.
Wait, what issues do you have?
You saying that Buffalo game was anything other than it wasn't even, it was never close.
Yes.
It was never even really a game. It's kind of crazy that you spun that way.
I mean, when you give up like 180 rushing yards, I start to, is that chicken armor? Is that weakness? I saw a few things. I'm just saying. I saw a few things.
Okay. Jesus. And somehow the Chiefs being ahead of them after a bye week does not make sense. But I'll just go into mine just because people want to hear an unbiased opinion. I put Dallas at 5. They're 5-2. They do 3 things. They play defense at a very high level. They've got the best defensive player on their team. They've got a top 5 corner. They have timely passing. CeeDee Lamb, a couple big plays. They don't have to. Dak doesn't have to be that guy. He doesn't have to throw 45 times for them to win.
I think they realize he's not like a top 7, top 8 guy.
Right. And then their run game. Tony Pollard proved again that he's a starting running back in the league, and Zeke is low-key having a good year himself. I think they have found a formula where they can win these games.
Yeah.
4, I also had the Vikings, 6-1, under the radar, good team. Keep them off prime time, and they won't let you down because Kirk, he's just not good. It's proven at this point. He's just not.
It's honestly, I wonder if it's like a anxiety thing because it makes no sense that he's damn near Pro Bowl off for prime time, but on prime time back.
It's a night and day difference for him. That takes us to number 3. I have the Chiefs. They were idle this week. They had a nice win over the 49ers the week before.
Great.
Mahomes looked really good, really good against the 49ers, who have a strong defense. Not much you can say. Really, the difference in the top 3 is the Bills have the head-to-head win and the Eagles haven't lost, so it's hard to put them above either of those teams. I have the Eagles at 2, 7-0. They've destroyed the Steelers. That was just – the Steelers aren't good. Hurts continues to have an MVP campaign. If they keep winning, it's going to be hard. If they go undefeated, you can't give it to Mahomes or Allen. So I think the only way he can win it is if they go regular season undefeated. But that's just because he's up to, I think he's got 10 passing touchdowns now. That's 10 behind Mahomes and Allen. And he's got 6 rushing touchdowns, so he's close, but it's just not the same. And then number 1, I have the Bills, 6-1. They coasted to that win over the Packers. It was not close, even if you want to try to spin it. At one point, it was.
I can spin it.
It was 27-10. It wasn't really even a game. Allen's, 2 bad interceptions, but at the end of the day, it literally had no bearing on the game. I got them 1. I think they're the best team. I think they're the most complete team in the league.
That divisional round exit going to hit like crack.
I'm going to say this now on the podcast. The Kansas City Chiefs will not make the AFC Championship game this year. No chance.
The views of Douglas does not represent the podcast as a whole.
They represent half the podcast, so it's pretty. It's actually 50%, quite a bit.
Yeah,
on the record, they will lose before they get to the AFC Championship game. If they get to the AFC Championship game, they had better hope the Bills are not waiting for them. They better hope.
Hope.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're not better than the Bills. On the record. I want that on the record.
Even though we saw Jordan progressing, not that Josh Allen was Jordan, even though we saw Jordan progressing, we didn't just say, oh, yeah, this is the year. They're better than the Celtics, are better than the Pistons. Like, they had to prove it first. The Bills have to prove they could beat the Chiefs before people just assume that the Bills. I don't understand. That's not how this. Why do we do that?
How much closer do you get to beating the Chiefs than what they did last year? I don't understand. That's proof right there alone that they could beat the Chiefs. They just beat them 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
You got to do it when it matters, man. You can't just elevate above the quote-unquote champs.
They're not the champs.
Well, champs and, in their rivalry.
They could have been the champs if Mahomes didn't implode in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, Andy Reid clicked the wrong play on that, and it happens.
Interesting way to save yourself there. Okay, taking it on. We just mentioned 3 guys pretty much halfway MVP. Let's hear your list. I've got 3 on my list. I don't think anybody else is in the conversation besides these 3. I'm assuming you have the same 3, even though you have some biases. Let's hear it. Who are your top 3 MVP candidates?
Number 3, Hurts, for basically the same reasons you outlined earlier. When you're the captain of an undefeated team and passing touchdowns aren't the highest, but your total touchdowns are high, and you're like his total scrimmage yards is high because due to the rushing, I had to have you there. Number 2, Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
He has less touchdowns than number 1. What turnovers the number 1?
He has more touchdowns over.
Whoa. Passing touchdowns. Passing touchdowns.
So that 1 touchdown is really throwing you off, isn't it?
Hey man, also more turnovers. And number 1, Patrick Mahomes. He's been doing it against better defenses. Tampa, the Niners. Those are great, phenomenal defenses that he just torched. He 40-bowled top 5 defenses. How is he not the clear MVP?
You do realize only 5 defenses can be in the top 5, right?
Yes, and the Niners are definitely there. Tampa debatably may have slipped, but when they played, they were number 1. So yes, I don't know how you don't go with my homeboy. He 40-bowled some of the best defenses. He leads in passing touchdowns. He's second barely in passing yards.
Actually, surprisingly, they're not. They're both. Allen's now 3rd and Mahomes is 4th.
Oh yeah, Thomas.
Burrow's 1st, Brady 2nd, and they're 3rd and 4th now.
Well,
kind of crazy.
Top 5 still. So yeah, Mahomes.
Okay.
Second MVP.
I have Hurts 3rd also. He's having a really good year. Really good year. His numbers are just a little bit behind. Again, as I said before, if they go undefeated, which is insane, MVP, obviously you can't not give it to him if they're undefeated. I do have Mahomes 2nd. It's razor thin. I wrote on here incredibly close. I think the head-to-head game means a lot in this situation. 6-1, 5-2. Like you said, Mahomes has 1 more passing touchdown, but Allen has the couple rushing touchdowns that puts him ahead over in total touchdowns. Allen also leads the Bills in rushing, which is kind of crazy. So the yards from scrimmage, he has quite a bit more. You like to bring that up with Lamar, so let's just keep it all together here.
I have to fact check this, but Mahomes' QB runs might be higher because when Mahomes scrambles, he gets yards. Allen just does those nasty QB powers for like 3 yards. We ain't nobody gets
nasty QB powers for 3 yards.
Nasty.
Anyway, so very close. It's gonna be a close race going down the rest of the year. I'm very interested to see how this shakes out between these 3 guys. 3-horse race. I don't think anybody else can get into it. numbers wise, these guys are just far and above. Do you think anybody else can get into it? I mean, I don't see who else it could be at this point.
How are Kirk numbers looking? Because they are 6-1, so he kind of deserves. But are his numbers great?
It's just like I don't know. Like, here's the thing. They're 6-1 team, but you just don't like. I don't know.
He only has 11 tubs. How?
Well, Justin Jefferson only has 1 touchdown receiving.
Oh yeah. Damn, I didn't expect only 11. So yeah, I don't know who else. What other teams are high? Henry, no, I think he started too
and he's
slow.
Not even leading the league in rushing. He's not even close. He's 100 and some yards behind Chubb.
Okay, I guess.
Hey, I'm just telling you. 1 200-yard rushing game doesn't make up for all the other bad games you've had.
Nah, not Gino. I guess he'll be like a dark horse, but nah. Yeah, I guess those are the only relevant.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, if Gino's numbers were pumped up a little bit, maybe because it's a good story, but I don't think he deserves to be in that same tier as these 3 guys. If Tua didn't miss that time with his head concussion, he could probably end up having the numbers to be in the conversation.
Oh, but you know who might get offensive player of the year? It might be Tyreek.
I saw he's leading in receptions and everything by quite a bit.
Yeah,
he's been impressive. Let's see. All right, that takes us to this week's NFL slate. Little pick'em action. Are you ready, sir?
Absolutely.
Okay, Thursday night this week.
Oh, God.
And another snoozer.
Oh, God.
We've got the Eagles versus the Texans.
Eagles. I hope there's an NBA TNT game on Thursday, because if that's the only sports content for the night, that's a nasty night.
Okay, so you're not taking Davis Mills to upset the Eagles and get them their first loss.
Absolutely not. He was a cool story last year, but he's Davis Mills at the end of the day.
Yeah, unfortunately, he is still Davis Mills. Yeah, the Eagles are favored by 14 points.
Oh, and off topic, the Nets blew another lead, so it's not Nash's fault.
How much does Kyrie have now?
Well, he got like 4.
Yeah, he had 0 at half. First time ever, I think.
Yeah, first half since 2018, it said.
Chargers Falcons in Atlanta. The NFC South leading Falcons. Don't forget it.
Honestly, man, I low key might have to look at that injury report, but it's kind of hard just not to. Give me the Falcons. Give me Falcons. Give me Falcons.
Now, does this have anything to do with your biases against Justin Herbert?
Absolutely. Okay. But not even more than that, the Falcons, I'll admit I was wrong. I thought they would peak at like 4 wins. They're actually good. They could low key have way more than 4 right now.
They have 4 wins.
Yeah, I meant more than that.
I'm gonna take. Yeesh, this is tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
Falcons also, man, that's a tough one. Dolphins versus Bears.
Bears. Fields has been playing better. I guess they finally realized, hey, we have a mobile quarterback. Let's run some Hurts and Lamar plays.
Yeah,
but they're not keeping up with the Finns' offensive.
No, I think the Dolphins. The offense is too much. I just think they're going to outscore the Bears no matter what. Fields isn't there yet, so I'm going with the Dolphins also. Pretty important game for the Bengals here. Panthers versus Bengals in Cincinnati.
The Bengals. I think the Panthers, they were competitive last week. Honestly, should have won if not for that DJ Moore penalty.
But that was a terrible call, actually.
Yeah.
That was a terrible call that cost them the game.
I think after getting embarrassed on national television, the Bengals know that, yeah, maybe we kind of got to keep up with Baltimore in this division. Yeah. So I don't think they're going to lose back-to-back games.
Oh, because you brought that up, I forgot. What did you think of Roquan Smith to the Baltimore? I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Because it happened earlier it happened early.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it happened yesterday. I think that helps a lot since they led by double digits in every game. Yeah, in every game.
I don't think they were beating us by double digits, were they? Maybe they were. I don't think so.
Yeah.
It was close. I don't know. That game was close the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But
most of their games, when you up, you got to make some defensive plays and close it out. Granted, both sides, like the offense, should be able to bleed the clock out more, especially since they are running offense.
Yeah.
But even if the offense punts, the defense still have to get stops. And adding Roquan Smith, who's like top 5 in tackles, I think that helps a lot. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, great move. A move. Only problem with that move is he wants a big contract. Are the Ravens going to pay him? So that's something to look forward to. That takes us to Packers versus Lions.
Packers, outside of the Bears, the Rodgers is usually good against the Lions as well, and they're kind of in must-win run of the table territory at this point. So I'm going with them.
I just don't think Aaron Rodgers loses to the Lions. Yeah, they were competitive with the Dolphins last week, but I just think that was kind of a admiration more than anything. Their defense played above their level.
Right.
Yeah, I got the Packers by at least a touchdown and a half, probably 10 points if anything. Another important game in the AFC: Colts at Patriots. Colts are 3-4-1. The Patriots are 4-4.
How did the Colts backup play last game? I can't lie, I did not pay attention one second.
No, let's see. Another thing is they fired their offensive coordinator.
Oh yeah.
No, the Colts lost on that Terry McLaurin long pass. Remember?
Oh yeah, the Heineke
to Terry McLaurin.
I'm gonna say the Patriots just because I don't see him losing to like a backup quarterback.
And I feel like at some point we're gonna have to talk about Jonathan Taylor's.
Yeah, bro. Like he went from
fraudulent.
Yeah, he went from like a top 2 back the past 2 years to just gone.
Yeah, I mean, I got the Patriots also. I think it's going to be a nip-tuck game. I like Stevenson, their running back, the Patriots running back. They just got defensive guys who know how to play. That'll keep them in the game no matter what. So I'm going to say the Patriots sneak one out against the Colts. This takes us to a very important game in your division. You guys are welcoming the Bills into your place. I'll go first so you can have your biases in your time. The thing is, if you guys play well, it's still going to be a hard game to win. Unfortunately, you just don't have the offense to play with the Bills right now. So I've got the Bills. They got the Bills by 13 on here. If they scored a late touchdown to make it 13, I wouldn't be all that surprised, honestly. Go ahead. Let's hear how you're going to get the Jets a W here.
Listen, man. Defensively, I think we can hang with them. But offensively, boy, honestly, Zach, it's rare that one player is it's a huge difference in the game like this. Zach is the difference between if we muck it up and win like 24-21, or if this gets like 38-10. If he's refusing to throw the ball away and does his patent spin move into sacks, and it's just, you know how many games he's under like 60 and 50% completion percentage? Like this,
he's not.
This man
really
is
not very
Lord.
good.
But yeah, he's the sole difference. But I think after the letdown we had last week, we don't want to lose another divisional game. And they like to pass a lot. We have like a top 3, top 5 secondary. We're taking one away from Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Braxton Berrios, going to return a few kicks like the 40. We have a great kicker. We have a great pass rush. The Jets will win the game.
Okay. I'm glad you talked yourself into that.
Zach,
because here's the thing. If Zach Wilson turns the ball over one time, there's a great chance you guys don't win. He's got to play really, really well for this.
Oh yeah, I agree. If he has
if he turns the ball over one time, I just don't think you guys can keep up.
Honestly, I'm scared, bro. He might have another.
If he has a 4 interception game, I won't be surprised.
Well, you probably felt like this over years, with the Browns carousel at quarterback, but it's bad when every time he drops back and he lets the ball go and the camera's panning. I'm like, please don't be a defensive player about to pick it off. It's bad.
It's a bad feeling. Yeah, bad. I've done that for a long time, unfortunately. Vikings at Commanders.
Vikings. The Commanders, they got back on track, but I low-key got love for Taylor Heineke. I think he's good. And he's mobile.
I like that he just chucks it down the field to Terry McLaurin and hopes to play. I like that. Hey, you got a number one guy, throw it to him.
And he was like a few defensive stops away from beating Brady in the wild card a few years ago, and he's been my guy ever since.
Yeah, well, a few stops is actually a lot, but I'm going to the Vikings also.
If you push Brady, I like you. All I need. Shout out Blake Bortles.
If you make it even interesting against Tom Brady, it's a win for you.
Yep.
I took the Vikings also. It's not a primetime game, and this is where Kirk Cousins thrives. 1 o'clock Eastern. It's hard to find a guy who's more consistent at 1 o'clock than Kirk Cousins. So I'm gonna take the Vikings. They could be 7-1 going into next week. It's pretty crazy.
Nets down 9, 3 to go.
They suck. They might be your answer for a question I have coming up for you here in a little bit. In a game that really reeks, Raiders versus Jaguars.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The Raiders, because they should be better, and I think they're better, but 24-0, bro. You did not cross midfield to 3 minutes left in a football game? Not a Madden game with 5 minutes. A 60-minute football game. It took you 57 minutes to cross midfield.
Devontae Adams had 3 yards.
Yeah, man. I know him and Rodgers right now. They're just like, Lord.
Why did we leave each other? What?
So yeah, bro. I don't trust the Jags. Trevor Lawrence, the generational talent that teams wanted my Jets to literally embarrass themselves and go winless for. He hasn't separated himself from Zach and Mac and the rest of them. So I'm not a Jags believer. So yeah, give me the Raiders.
I'm gonna take the Jags just because I don't know. The Raiders stink. They stink. The Raiders have an offense that should be better than it is. Waller hasn't played in weeks. It's just I don't know what's going on out there.
Yeah.
Give me the Jags. Travis Etienne catches a touchdown. There's the difference in the game.
He's nice. I didn't since I don't really watch the Jaguars. I didn't notice him until they played the Giants. I was like, oh snap, he's really good. And then versus the Broncos, I was like, oh snap, he's really, really good.
He's quick. He can catch. He can run. Mm-hmm. He's a good player. Seahawks at Cardinals in a pretty important game out west.
If the Cardinals win, not the Cardinals, they're done. If the Seahawks win this, they low key might win the NFC West. Even though they lost to the Niners, so they have to eventually beat them. But the fact that Seattle is winning that division, man,
pretty impressive.
Man, talk about a rebranding for Geno. Do you think that says more about Geno and quarterbacks needing a chance, or that they were just done with Russ?
But here's the thing: is the problem with that is they were talking about starting Drew Lock though. Geno won the job, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that was a debate.
So that's what I mean is that was a conversation. So they weren't even sold on Geno being the guy, mm-hmm. until he won the job in camp. So I think it says more about. It's not like he earned a chance, but it's not like the way it's kind of different than the way you're wording it because he earned the job and this is the best he's been in ever.
Yeah,
so it's kind of difficult to say. Now, if he was the New York quarterback, you guys might be 6-2. But I got the Seahawks. Who'd you end up saying?
Seahawks.
Okay. This would be a big spot for Kyler Murray to have a big game. Big game. That would be very important for him. Rams at Bucks.
Oh man,
Cooper Kupp might be out. He's got a bad ankle.
I really, it's crazy that these two could have won the Super Bowl last year, and now they're not good.
They are not good.
But I'm not going for Thomas ever in my career. So give me the Rams. Aaron Donald, 3 sacks. Jalen Ramsey, pick 6. Tom Brady's not good.
All right. Well, I'm going to take Tampa Bay because Matt Stafford has looked even worse than Tom Brady.
Nah, he sucked this year. I don't know what happened. I
don't know, man. Because Tom Brady's still second in the league in passing yards. Like, as bad as it's been, that's better than Stafford.
I knew their O-line isn't as good as last year, but my Lord, man, from Super Bowl MVP to this.
Takes us to the Sunday night game. Kansas City versus the Titans in Kansas City.
That was the Sunday. How did I forget that?
Kansas City are 5-2.
Yeah, that's
It doesn't feel like they're 5-2.
It doesn't. I had them falling off a huge cliff, and the Colts were in that division. But this whole year it's just been unpredictable. So that being said, they have no chance. Wait, is Malik Willis? Is Tannehill hurt, or did they just bench him?
Tannehill's hurt.
Oh well, it doesn't change much. I was just looking at the final score. Chiefs. It's Chiefs.
I picked the Chiefs also. It's going to take Derrick Henry going nuclear for them to win that game. I think that 200-yard game last time, it's hard to replicate. So Chiefs, I just think the Chiefs are a better team. Chiefs are still the second best team in the league to me. So I got them winning. Monday night, important game for the Ravens. Ravens versus Saints in New Orleans.
Saints came off like their best game in like 2 years. So no way they replicate that. The Ravens, I do think they're getting slightly back on track. First half versus Tampa wasn't looking
good. They're not that good, man.
They're the third best team in the AFC.
In the AFC?
Yeah.
Or the AFC North?
The AFC. Who you have third?
The AFC or the AFC North?
The AFC.
You said they're the best team in the AFC.
No, I said third. All right. After Chiefs, Bills, 1 or 2, whatever. Number 3, Titans, no. Colts, no. Jaguars, no. Chargers, no. Broncos, no.
Bills.
Yeah, that would be. That's one of the 2 teams I have above.
The Jets, the Dolphins. The Dolphins are better than they are for sure.
I can't. We're talking about the Ravens, correctly?
You don't think the Dolphins are better than the Ravens?
No.
What Lamar have you been watching recently? That guy's not been good at all recently.
He had a bounce back game. He was great versus Tampa.
Was he? Great. I'm taking the Saints in an upset.
It's crazy.
You know why? Because this guy needs it. This guy needs it.
Crazy.
All right, that's it for Pick'em. Let's flip the page and turn over to the NBA. NBA's been going on for what, 2 weeks now?
Yeah, exactly 2 weeks.
Pretty much 2 weeks. We've had some really great performances.
Levine just had 20 in the fourth quarter.
Who did?
Levine had 20 in the fourth quarter.
That's all. He's not Donovan Mitchell, but he's a good player. What I was going to ask you, though, who is your favorite team to watch in the NBA besides the Wizards and New York? Besides your 2 teams, who is your favorite team to watch in the association?
The Clippers, because, Jonathan. And even though,
they're not good to watch, though.
I mean,
how are they good to watch when their best players played 2 games? That's a bad pick. You think that's a fun team to watch, really?
Yes. Pure bias. Or the Blazers, if the game is close, with 5 minutes left.
That's a fair pick. The Blazers are fun because they got good scoring guards and they shoot the ball a lot. The Clippers are not. There's no way you believe that. That John Wall bias has got to stop.
Never.
I picked myself. I picked New Orleans. I've had a good time watching them.
Oh, I gotta forget CJ. Oh yeah,
So,
them two.
they've got a deep roster. Zion's always must. You got to watch Zion. He's just so fun to watch. And the fact that they've got 3 guys scoring over 20 points a game, CJ, Brandon Ingram, Zion, I think they're a really fun team to watch. And my second guilty pleasure is, because you're biased against Eastern Europeans, I'm going to say Dallas. Watching Luka play basketball it's pretty awesome. The guy's averaging 37 points a game, 9.5 rebounds, pretty much 9 assists, and he's got a 36 PER on 50% shooting. It's pretty insane. So I just like I like watching him play, man. He's a fun player to watch play. Say what you want about the winning and all that kind of stuff, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree.
Individually, he's fun to watch.
Dallas is like when I was watching them versus the Nets, like they just spam pick and rolls, and he gets a switch, and he just goes to work. So he's a fun watch. I'll give him that.
I mean, in like that, that Brooklyn game, he had 41 and 14. Like, if you surround him with shooting, it looks fun. It's fun to watch. Like threes going in, him backing people down, that fadeaway jumper. He's just a fun player to watch. Any other individual players you like to watch recently? You've been checking out?
Besides, of course, like CJs of the world.
Yeah.
What other play do I care to tune into? Besides, obviously, like the ones I know. Like I like Ball and Dame.
Yeah. I didn't know if anybody caught your eye in the first couple weeks that you've been tuning into.
No, not to my knowledge.
I've been watching a little bit of Paulo because I have some Magic stock that I might need to sell. He's just watching like how his body. He's like physically already like an NBA player. Like he's got that body. He looks like he's been playing in NBA games. I like how ready his body is. The Magic are not as good as I thought they were going to be. They have a lot of injuries at guard.
Try to save y'all.
They have a lot of injuries at guard, so they're playing guys out of position, which doesn't help. But Paulo's been a guy that's been really fun to watch just because he's physically already ready for the NBA. Let's see. Oh, okay. Here's one. Probably the most surprising team in the NBA. Well, the Utah Jazz. Are the Utah Jazz legit, Mr. Kinsey?
No, absolutely not. But
absolutely not. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely not. But Curry got a triple-double. But I do commend them because, like, when teams like the trusted prospects, Sixers, and like current OKC just legit don't care about the game of basketball and say, "Oh yeah, we suck. We're letting you know we suck and deal with it." The heart and dog in me, I just don't like that. Yeah. So everybody thought the Jazz, including me, would like suck. So the fact that they're trying and they're winning, I gotta respect that. But in terms of are they serious? No.
I'm gonna say they're not serious, but I think they have guys who are very solid basketball players. Here's just a quick update on their resume. They are 6-2 through 8 games. They've got wins over the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, and they beat the Grizzlies twice.
Yep, they have gone through some money because I see Jazz. So,
that's 4 good wins. That's not like they're beating the Rockets. They're not beating the Magic. Like that's 4 solid wins on teams that are playoff teams, most likely.
Yeah.
They've got 10 guys on their roster that play over 15 minutes a game. They've got 6 guys that score more than 11 a game. I think what helps is they don't have any pressure. Like there's no, you guys got to go out there and get this win. This win sets us up for a win down the line. The pressure's off. They should be tanking for Wembanyama. It's still early. They could end up, the wheels could fall off, like you said.
Yeah.
And I also want to shout out Lauri Markkanen. former Cav. I never thought he would be this. He leads them in scoring, rebounding, and minutes played. He's having a very nice season.
Yeah.
Through 8 games, obviously very early, very hyperball, but just wanted to shout him out individually because he's having a really good season. And it's nice to see a player like him have a nice season like that. Obviously, them keeping that up is very difficult to predict. That takes us to your best and your worst team so far through 2 weeks.
Worst team, even if it is in record-wise, the Brooklyn Nets. They just lost again. Blew I think they were up double digits. I know they were definitely up 9, maybe 11. They're just terrible, man. And I know a lot of times in this league, coaches are the scapegoat, but how can you blame him for this? They don't play defense. Their offense is KD or Kyrie. Go make an N1 mixtape.
Yeah.
And even if apparently I thought they had Ime Udoka, but now it's not confirmed. So
it's really weird because, I don't think Woj and Shams would just make that report up out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. That's not the kind of thing that they would do.
And then people will say, "Oh, they about to get Ime Udoka. He defensive coach. Show me the Robert Williams, the Al Horford, the Jaylen Brown, the Marcus Smart on the Brooklyn Nets."
You're not wrong. It's a different level of defensive talent and talent in general. I think Ime Udoka is a very good coach. Personal stuff aside, I think it's kind of crazy that he can just jump to the Nets. I get Boston's put him on a year suspension and then all that, but isn't it crazy to you that you could just jump to a team? It's I don't know. To me, it's a little wild.
Yeah, that was the randomest thing I woke up to.
Yeah, all of a sudden he's like, "Yeah, they're firing Steve Nash and we're getting Ime Udoka." I'm like, "Holy shit!" Ime Udoka is a really good coach. He's a top tier, top 10 coach, if not higher. So that would be a big move for Brooklyn. But do the guys want to do it? That's the problem. Do Kyrie and KD want to really do it anymore? Who was your best team so far?
I have to go Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's
not just because they're undefeated, but man, without their second best player,
right?
That team is nice. Boy, Giannis, Lord. So yeah, not much to say about them, but Lord.
For my best team, I also went the Bucks. Giannis is averaging 34, 13, and 5 assists. They're doing this all without Middleton. They're 6-0. Drew Holiday is back at a very high level of play right now. Mm-hmm. He's averaging 19, 8 assists, 2 steals, and a block so far. They are far and away, I believe, the best team in the NBA. I want to see them play. I want to see them play the Warriors in the finals. I think I want to see how the Warriors deal with Giannis.
Yeah, I don't even know how they would attempt to do that because, first, a Tatum or Brown, yeah, Draymond and Wiggins could do that, but they're not messing with Giannis.
Exactly, and then you get to see how does Drew try to guard Steph? How does Middleton try to hang with Clay?
Yeah.
What do they do with Wiggins? Does Middleton guard Wiggins and let somebody else try to chase Clay? I think those two teams would be I understand Golden State's kind of choppy right now, but
yeah, they just lost again. They lost to the Heat.
Well, and I don't know how meaningful these losses are for them. I give them a much bigger pass than I give a lot of these other teams because they. Yeah. But I would like to see them in an actual 7-game series, punch, counterpunch, who could go where.
Yeah.
Worst team. This might upset you. I hope it does. The Clippers, dude. The Clippers.
Man, you better put an asterisk next to that.
Here's why. Is Kawhi Leonard done?
Now that worries me because
if he's done playing basketball consistently, there's no way the Clippers are ever going to go anywhere.
Yeah,
they had aspirations to play in the finals from some people, you included. That's not going to happen if he's not there. He's played 2 games and he's played 21 minutes per in those 2 games. They're 3-4. Wall's been good. He's been solid. Paul George is getting, he's the problem is Paul George is like he could be like the best second player on a team.
Yeah.
Like he's just not the best player. He's not Indiana Paul George anymore. Like that guy's not there. So like I just think that's such a big asterisk that if Kawhi's not even available, that team goes nowhere, and I think they're in a really bad spot. What do you think about that?
Yeah, because at first I thought he was just going to be on a minute restriction, and then it was like, okay, no back-to-backs. But then I was like, okay, this isn't a back-to-back. He's not playing. And then he's not going on a 6-game road trip. Yep. Now I'm starting to worry. Like, bro, that must be the craziest ACL tear in history, or it's something else.
Yeah. So I don't have a lot of faith in Kawhi anymore. Guy's a fantastic player when he's healthy, but it's hard to have faith in a guy who's missed as much time as he has and continues to miss. That's another thing. Like, is a guy like him worth it anymore?
Oh yeah, I think he's worth it because even
But is it worth it to have a guy that you don't know if he's going to be there every week or every night? It's yeah, sure. When he's there, he's talented and he's a good player. But even when he's been there this year, he's been 21 minutes a game. That's not a contribution that's changing the game. Really, he's not. If you could get Giannis for 21 minutes a game, that's a contribution. Like he would fill it, but he's not Giannis like that. His game's a little slower. It's a little more methodical. I don't know if Kawhi's I don't know if he's worth it anymore.
Damn,
it's tough. I mean, it's just that's where they're at, unfortunately. Let's see. Do you want to talk anything about the Wizards? What have you seen from Beal as a combo guard? Tell me about combo guard Beal.
Oh, Lord, listen, man. Why are we asking this man to be like Chris Paul?
I told you why at the beginning of the year, and you didn't want to hear it from me. Monte Morris is not that good. He's just not.
I mean, he's been far from the problem. It's just.
But he wouldn't be a combo guard if Monte Morris was a legitimately good point guard. That's the problem.
Hey, man, look. Why can't we just ask Beal to do what teams are letting like Booker and Anthony Edwards do? Don't worry about setting up floppy and running those pin downs for everybody. You run up the pin downs, you get the buckets. Beal was at his best next to Wall and Russ when they were running the offense. We're asking Beal to step up more on defense, get us like 25, 28 a night, and run the offense. Just this. Why can't we just like get him like a CP3, like how that worked for Booker? And then that's when we started to see the best Booker. But I'm not running the team.
Can I ask you a question?
Why?
Do you now I know you're a Wizards guy, whatever. Do you really believe that Beal is still as good as Mitchell?
Yes.
Mitchell's doing everything you want Beal to be able to do, and he's doing it at an MVP level. No, it's not, but it's not. That's the problem.
He's not extra to play make like how Beal.
Yes, he is. He's averaging. No. Yes, he is.
Yeah, but you have like
you lied.
What?
Literally played point guard for the Cavaliers for every game, and he's doing it at an extremely high level.
You also have Karras, a secondary ball handler. Denny's nice, but Denny.
I've never heard you compliment Karis LeVert to that level.
No. I'm on the record. I do think he's just like a Jamal Crawford type of build, but that's still a playmaker. Like his scoring threat makes him a playmaker. We don't have that right now, sadly. Well, kind of. DeLon Wright got hurt. That's when we started losing for defensive player. Hey, don't sleep on DeLon Wright. That's the only reason to lose.
You're not ready to admit that Donovan Mitchell's better than Bradley Beal. That's tough. That's a tough hill for you to climb, unfortunately. Okay, we'll take us to our last segment of the night. Would you rather? Okay, this is more of a hypothetical, so tune in here. Would you rather have a all-pro defensive end, or would you rather have a franchise quarterback?
I'll take the quarterback. Because at end you could somewhat scheme around a quarterback.
No, I'm not even saying like a top. This doesn't have to be like a top 5 guy quarterback wise, but you're getting an all pro. So say Micah Parsons or Kirk Cousins type. Because Kirk Cousins is a franchise quarterback. So I'm not saying you're taking like a Mahomes and Allen, that kind of guy. I'm saying all pro defensive end or a Kirk Cousins, Micah Parsons, Kirk Cousins type builds.
In that case, I would take the end because I think there's still a formula in the NFL where you could win with great defense and like just game managing offense. Matter of fact, the 49ers damn near did it 2 years ago. Yeah, give it the end.
Okay. I think I would take. I don't know. I think I would take the defensive end also because, as we've seen, as a defensive end has changed the Cowboys. Like we'll just pick the Cowboys. He's really changed what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk Cousins is very good, but I don't know. I feel like if like you said, if you were thinking maybe like a top 5 guy, sure, then I would take the quarterback over a D end, but I'm gonna go with the D end also.
Yeah, honestly, my would you rather? I can't believe that chat shot it down like that. It was a good question in my opinion.
Well, oh yeah, let's hear it because here's the thing is like I don't think I've ever. Okay, go ahead and say it, and I'll think it out after that.
All right, now it was would you rather eat a ketchup sandwich or raw uncooked ramen? I mean, you straight up the oodles and noodles. You open the packet and you just start munching. Are you kidding me? Who in the world would do that? A ketchup sandwich, like I don't. Y'all might have guessed what I meant by ketchup sandwich. That doesn't mean every inch of the bread is covered in ketchup. That just means like you dab it in the middle, you put the one the bread on top, and you eat the sandwich. And like I said, when you eat like a hamburger or a chicken sandwich, and the meat is gone, and there's like the crust is still left, a little bit of bread is still left with the ketchup. Nobody throws the bread out; they finish it. That's technically a ketchup sandwich.
When you say ketchup sandwich, nobody thinks about the end of a sandwich that's already been eaten with something in the middle, though. I would never take a bite of just uncooked ramen. I would never do it. Like, it's not like, how can you dislike ketchup enough just to eat dry ass ramen?
Yeah.
Like, I would eat the ketchup sandwich. I've eaten ketchup. I've been poor. I've done it. So, like, I've eaten ketchup sandwiches.
Quality eats.
Yeah, I mean, it's ketchup on bread. It's not that happens all the time. Yeah, I thought that was kind of crazy that people were shooting you down that quickly. But I also, I don't also brag about eating ketchup sandwiches like you do, so it's a little bit different. What's the score?
Minnesota 7-4. Booker got 2 fouls early.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not good.
All right, Kinsey. This is our 7th episode. We had a good episode. Can you guys? We would really appreciate if you guys checked out our YouTube at House of Agendas. We're on Twitter. We're almost up to 250 followers on Twitter. Kinsey's got to go to work. I will plug. We'll plug all of our other information in the description.
Yep.
Other than that, we appreciate you guys. We will see you again next week. Kinsey, tell them what's up.
Support the Jets this week. We really need it. We gotta take down that fraud, Josh Allen. Support the Wizards. We really need it. We can't play defense or shoot threes.
We really need
it. And just let's go Knicks. I told you. What did I tell y'all 2 weeks ago that the Knicks will have a better season than the Nets? And I was clowned. Told you.
All right, guys. That's House of Agendas. We will see you guys next week. Until next time. Out.